What was the first thing in your characters' personalities that you were able to latch onto as actors and really identify with and sink your teeth into?
In my character, I think it was what I really loved the idea of his complete innocence and lack of experience of life. That it was all books in his head, the super nerd, and the idea that everything she said would be absolutely new and shocking news to him.
There are a lot of aspects about her that I don't feel close to at all, but it didn't mean that I couldn't play them. I love her as a character, but because she's so far away. I love her stubbornness, but that's not mine. I love the fact that she's so sure of her ideas. That's not me. There are a lot of things that...
So nice not to be yourself
yes,
in film, isn't it?
it's lovely.
And you have this wonderful back and forth with all of your interludes and your kind of scholarly leaps of logic and everything. How much of that was in the script versus what you brought to it?
Everything was in the script. Everything was in the script. Lars often wants me to improvise, but in scenes like this, you can't. And also, his writing is to me like nursery rhymes. I mean, he writes like a child, but a slightly hyper-intelligent, little weird child. But I can't improvise in that kind of text anyway. But also, it was so full of facts. All those things that I talk about, whether it's Fibonacci numbers or Bach or fly fishing, it's things that Lars is passionate about. He's interested in it because my character is totally Lars. Is one part of him. So he's making fun of one side of him, and the other side of Lars is the Joe character.
Yeah, as actors, you both have been doing this for a while, and you're faced with roles where you have to ask yourself, am I willing to do this on camera? Obviously, with a movie like Nymphomaniac, that question comes up. How do you approach that question as actors?
I mean, I suppose you refer to the sexuality of this film, and I never had any problems with that. Sometimes you get asked to kill people on films. I do that too. What about you and your...
Well, he was very explicit and precise in the sense that he explained everything, how it was going to be shot, and it was very easy to agree to everything because I could even keep my knickers on for some of the scenes because he was all going to do it in post-production with porn actors doing the actual thing. It wasn't that hard to agree on everything, and I didn't have that much nakedness compared with Stacey, who has to do all the beginning of the exploration of sex with a lot of different men, and I had to do, I mean, the most I had to do was with Kay, but again, it wasn't me, so.
Obviously, the word pornographic has been thrown around a lot in the early press and everything. But you've said before in an interview that if it's porn, it's very bad porn. Where do you think that line gets drawn? How do you draw that line between art and pornography, and how does that work?
It's pornography is made explicitly for you to masturbate to. And the selling point is that, and it's not interested in any psychology or expressing anything else usually, but it's exploiting the sexuality, and I don't mind that either. But this is not porn, and you've seen the film, and you know it's not very arousing. It's about, like any good Lars film, it's full of beautiful stories, and it's. Uncle Lars is telling stories again, and it happens to be sexually explicit, but that, to me, it's not even controversial.
It wasn't shocking. It wasn't. No, I understand I mean, all the buzz was about the explicit sex, but when I don't know, when I saw the film, of course it had to portray sex, and you had to see a lot of crudity. It was part of the subject, but the film takes you somewhere else. It takes you to another place, and it's for me it's more to do with the way she portrays herself through her sex life, but her suffering, the way she's trying to understand herself, trying to persuade Seligman that she's a bad human being, that she is not made for the society. It's saying a lot of different things.